appeal to young men and women to inculcate in themselves the character and discipline and work towards the unity and advancement of the nation. That is what Lal Bahadur Shastri said, which became the very cornerstone of ideology for this institute. My name is Paras Tomar and I'm here to discover everything there is to know about the Lal Bahadur Shastri Institute of Management. Let's take a look at what this institute has to offer.
Set up in 1995, Lal Bahadur Shastri Institute of Management aims to groom management professionals who have vision and versatility. LBSIM strives to become a center for value-based management education and has a unique focus on making its students socially conscious business leaders. The institute, which boasts of a well-equipped campus, competitive faculty and stress on innovation and research, hopes to keep the legacy of Lal Bahadur Shastri alive.
I've been travelling the length and the breadth of this country to see various educational institutions, and of course I've also understood there is a very definite checklist of things that you must have in an institute to make it a power to be reckoned with. I'm with Dr. Gautam Sinha, who is the director of this institute. Sir, right off the bat for you, what is possibly the one thing which makes LBSIM an absolutely brilliant institution?
We are driven by the value system espoused by Lal Bahadur Shastri. We expect our MBAs to have three kinds of qualities. One, that they be ethical managers wherever they do. They be pragmatic and be able to function in the real world. And frugal, that means they would conserve resources. So these are three qualities we expect in our MBAs.
Yeah, that's interesting that you should point that out, because when you look at management students, they're in the middle of a classroom. I would assume that they're learning things by the textbook. But how do you really go out and imply this in the world out there? So how do you transition from theory to putting it all into practice, like you said, being pragmatic students?
Okay. Being pragmatic students is to be able to function in the real world. To put that into practice, we have started an initiative called Knowing the Real Bharat. Now, most of our students come from the urban background, have no idea about what real India is all about. So we have taken this project of group of students who identify a village, go there, talk to the villagers, identify two problems, and end of 1 year they're expected to solve that one problem.
The other thing that I've understood is very close to the heart of LBSIM is the women's empowerment movement. So tell me about that.
60% plus lady faculty, 35% plus girls. Do we need any more testimonies?
Now, if you're wondering what that is behind us, that is an initiative that I understand is by the students and they're part of a theatre group. What do they do, sir?
I think it's got to do all about teamwork. So why don't you go there and find out for yourself?
So great. I've met the director. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks a lot.
We will see you another time.
Pleasure.
It is time for me to go and meet the students. This one is a theatre group.
आप सभी के लिए लाल बहादुर शास्त्री इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मैनेजमेंट की नाटक मंडली प्रस्तुत करती है सब चलता है।
Basically, this is a street play where we're trying to tell that in India there is a lot of corruption. Apart from all the, the correct movements and everything else sab chalta hai. But the correct thing that is supposed to happen is not happening.
We can see that there are a lot of, various sects in the society that needs to be improved. So we actually need to diagnose it if we want to look at that this is good enough. So actually right now we have all taken it for granted. It's called Sab Chalta Hai.
If I had to ask you in one word, what is it that you guys do? How would you describe it?
We express.
Wonderful. Would you agree with me if I said the facade of a college, the establishment and the building itself is an expression of who the establishment really is?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. So on that note, I'm going to go check out the campus, see what they really stand for and how they truly express their LBSIM personality.
In just its 15th year of existence, LBSIM has been able to catch the attention of the corporate world, especially the banking sector. The institute claims 73 companies visited its campus during the 2011 placement season. Let's take a look at some of the courses on offer. 2-year postgraduate diploma in management, 2-year postgraduate diploma in management finance, 3-year postgraduate diploma in management for executives, 15-month postgraduate diploma in management for executives, 3-year program in Master of Computer Applications.
So we've told you about the programs, we've told you about the placements. It's only fair that we speak to the people who will get placed, which is the students at the institute. Hello guys.
Hello.
Alright, so I've heard some extremely interesting things about the fact that you guys tend to merit a lot when companies are looking to place. So why is it that you guys score?
Probably I would say that recruiters come to us because of the value system LBSIM instills in us, for the exposure that we have through our various corporate initiatives. So they see the gap bridging up between the classroom and the boardroom training for us. And another advantage that we have as students is that we interact very frequently with our recruiters. Be it our regular recruiters, D. Shaw, JP Morgan Chase, Asian Paints. So we understand the expectations that they have from us so that, we can probably perform in a better way.
Tell me about what you finally get out of all of it. So you're investing how many years and how much money and then what you get out of it.
Yep. Well, to have this trade, the fee that we pay here is around 5 lakhs per annum, wherein the lowest package offered here is 5.25 lakhs per annum. So that sums it all. But in addition to that, the average package is around 7.8 lakhs, whereas the highest package is around 14 lakhs per annum. But this is the monetary part. But on the knowledge part, what we invest is time, and we earn tremendous amount of knowledge. So that's what LBSIM is about.
I'm going to ask you LBSIM. What do those acronyms stand for? L for?
L for learning.
B for business.
S for students driven.
I for integrity.
And M for obviously management.
That is what LBSIM stands for. You've met the students who are here at the moment. It's time for you to go and meet the alumni.
It's been 10 years now that I've passed out of this institute, and I'm extremely thankful and grateful to have been part of this wonderful institution.
An industry relevant curriculum, amazing faculty, and a lot of extracurricular activities to take part in.
It's great. It prepares you for the outside world.
So I've met the students, I've seen the campus, it's time for us to meet the faculty. Hello, Mrs. Joyita Chatterjee, it's good for you to join us.
Hello.
You're teaching them something which is called social marketing.
Right.
What exactly is that?
See, this is a paper we introduced, we are the pioneers in the B School fraternity, and we teach the final year students. It's a core paper. The basic purpose of this paper is to inculcate a particular culture among the next gen managers. The culture that is, everybody talks about corporate social responsibility, but by teaching this paper we want to bring in individual social responsibility. The next gen managers should understand how important their role is towards the society. It's actually a time to give back to the society. So you can talk with our students. Today they have visited Sulabh Shauchalaya, and we are planning to construct some ladies' toilet in some of the villages.
We will go to the village along with a van and a television, and we'll try to explain people what importance is it in their lives to have a toilet in their homes, and try to figure out how much they can pour in from their pocket, so that they have some kind of contribution to the toilet as well, and then whatever the remaining amount will be provided by Sulabh, and the toilets will be set up in say at least half a dozen houses by this year end.
So following the principles of Shri Lal Bahadur Shastri ji, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, it is actually difficult to touch with the connect with the Jawans, but we thought it is easier to touch base with the farmers. So with that initiative, we have started a small, very noble project called Knowing the Real Bharat. So our students, first year students, have taken this project as a life compulsory project, and our second year students who are studying social marketing will be putting their inputs and make their efforts the very best so that life project becomes stronger.
Well, that's just one of the things they're doing to make just this country and its students extremely strong. In the words of Lal Bahadur Shastri, he said, in the lifetime of every nation, there comes a time when it stands at the crossroads of making history, and it must choose which way to go. The students here make a very, very valid choice of being social entrepreneurs and combining their marketing skills. I hope you make the right choice as well. Goodbye. Management is about donning a brand new hat every time. The question is, are you varied enough to be able to fit any situation? That's exactly what Wellington is training all of its students to do. How do they do it? This is where we find out.
yes we can. Yes we can. This seems to be the motto of the Ellen Wellinger Institute of Management and Research. Recently renamed We School, the 35-year-old management institute in the heart of Mumbai prides itself on what it calls experimental learning. This is reflected in the range of courses the We School offers. In addition to a 2-year traditional PGDM course, there are industry-specific courses such as e-business, business design, healthcare and retail management.
With regard to e-business, at a time when there was .com bust, here was a business school who thought that this is the right time to launch a program like this, and that has been a hit, particularly with companies like Infosys and Wipro. So much so that they requested that why don't you set up a parallel unit in Bangalore itself.
And in these troubled economic times, students here feel that the specialized approach to management education can give them an edge over others.
My course is called the PGDM E-Base, and it is the most sought after course in the campus. It has more IT oriented subjects. We have subjects like IT security, business analysis, etc., which are in sync with the IT world and which cover the needs of the IT industry that is booming right now.
The institute says they don't just believe in giving an MBA degree to a student, but also prepare them to meet global standards and groom them in such a way that they immediately get hired.
In our curriculum, we bring in things which are related to global issues like international business, international marketing, international trade. We also have different foreign languages which we teach them.
Kishore Bihani of Pantaloon was the one who mooted this idea with our director, that Dr. Salukhe, why don't you have a program in retail management? And he said, I'll pick up all your students. Now, of course, we are offering our students to across the board, whoever. But first 3 years, entire batch was taken away by Mr. Bihani.
Innovation in management degrees is one thing, but how innovative is the classroom experience here?
When you're attending a marketing class, you almost become a marketing specialist. When you're attending a finance class, you become a finance specialist. But there is something called team teaching that we use out here, wherein you have a particular case or a particular situation and you have faculty belonging to different specializations together in that classroom. And the students are then asked to look at the problem from a holistic approach, where it is not only one point of view, but the overall organization point of view that they are trained to think about.
Any assignment that I give to the students has to be done after talking to at least 100 people on the streets. Suppose they were to talk about maybe coming up with some business model for an insurance company. The insistence is on talking to at least 100 to 150 people who are either customers of an insurance company or wish to have a policy. So unless you get that kind of information from people, the students are not going to come up with something different and new.
At Wellinger, a competitive CAT score is not good enough. The institute says it is looking for people who can be world leaders.
We include a lot of other aspects, like we have a psychometric test which looks at the personality types of people, also looks at how they would respond to different situations, and we also have a creativity test. The creativity test looks at how a student is he able to really look at a problem and look at some very different way of addressing it as compared to a very common man approach.
Harsha Agarwal, a media studies graduate, was worried about how she would cope with the demanding course structure. After all, she had no prior experience in business studies.
When I came here, I was very apprehensive on me being more from the creative side. How would I actually learn operational efficiency, and how would I be able to crack debit and credit and all these different things which are important in a business. But when you interact with these students who come with their own skill sets, it's amazing how much you can just learn by interacting with them. For example, if I have a problem with financial accounting, I know exactly who's the person to go to, and I know he'll solve my problem.
You've already seen how students are being created for a world-class profile. They're going to be world leaders in their own right. And of course, right now I'm joined by Professor Dr. Salunke, who is the creator of the We School brand. You've seen this campus, like you said, grow from strength to strength in terms of being, I remember you saying, from a small place to now a very big infrastructure. So tell me about that growth that you've personally witnessed over the years.
Very small setup, 3 classroom setup to 1,70,000 in Mumbai, similarly 65,000 square feet setup in Bangalore. Invested close to about $15–16 million in both the places and created probably the campus space, very enabling kind of or challenging, invigorating kind of environment for the students and all stakeholders.
So most B schools would be creating students to work towards a corporate environment where they're being produced and created to be global leaders and to be heading business firms. Is that what you're only catering to, or is there more to that ideology? What you want to be readying your students for?
So typically, most of the business school look at nurturing managers, nurturing leaders. We felt that is the prime motive for which they are there in the business school. They need not to be taught of looking at top line and bottom line. But the very crucial in today's time when we look at the society, look at the nation or globe even, that they need to be beyond manager to a citizen manager, beyond that to a global citizen manager. And this process, at least we term it as a kind of, man-making process, you can say, or nurturing a human being and leading towards nation building.
Dr. Salunke, thank you so much for joining us. And I love how he's very appropriately and rightly said passion, because that's really what the students need. There are students who come from all walks of life to this institute, from different parts of the country and the globe. But what they really do together is they blend in to create the fabric for what is really going to be the modern India, which is going to be very conscientious. And that's what you need to have a look at right now.
Students joining We School are promised a truly international experience. Every year, several foreign students come here through exchange programs, and this provides Indian students an opportunity to learn from them.
What we realized is when you look at an international campus in a business school, if you look at the classroom, you see people from so many different nationalities sitting in that class. That peer group learning which happens over there, that's fantastic.
International students at Wellinkar say they find the curriculum here better than what is offered at universities back home.
One of the things that I found different here is that at Wellinkar it's 90% practical and 10% theory, whereas at my school it's like 90% theory, 10% practical.
For Alex, an international marketing student from France, this institute has helped him understand the dynamics of the Indian trade system. He wants to settle down in India in the near future and start his own venture.
We all know that the economic situation in Europe is not so good. So that's why I wanted to discover India and all its opportunities. And I chose Wellinkar in particular, maybe because of its strong entrepreneurship spirit.
The international students feel diversity in classroom has made learning more enriching.
All these students, they come from different backgrounds. Some are engineering, some are in accounting, some are international relations like myself, some in history. And so it's just interesting to interact with students from all different backgrounds, but all working towards or working in a business environment.
We've also had projects and case studies about things like NAFTA, the US recession, things like that. And so people have come to me asking about, how it's affected me and my personal experience with it and how it's affected my family and our friends and people in the States. And being able to have that exchange of those first-hand experiences has definitely benefited both sides.
They innovate, they challenge, they aspire to be the very best. No wonder then that every single student at Wellinkar is convinced this is the B school to be in. Bye-bye guys.